Alright, so I finally compiled and ran Oshimai's GUI. It did take me a while. I had to pull some hair out. I'm not very familiar with, the development environment that he was using, and then I don't really have a lot of experience with C# either. But he did port it over, and it works. It does run. So what you're looking at here is this repo. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clone it. Okay. And then we're going to go down here, and he has instructions on how to compile it on Linux. Now, I don't need to install Mono. I already have that. I do have to sign it. And then this is the command that's issued to compile it. Now, this will fail, and I'm going to show you here where it fails. And it fails because it's looking for code analysis, which it actually doesn't need. And so a quick workaround is to go in and edit the actual project file. And so you go to the top here, all right, and you can comment out the imports. Then you can go down to the bottom and comment out the checks for those packages being imported or something. All right, and then we can try and compile this again, and it's still going to fail, but for a different reason. So right now, if you look over here, it's asking for appicon.ico, and the file is there. It's just that it's in all caps. And it turns out, for whatever reason, different parts of the program, it's asking for both uppercase and lowercase versions of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the uppercase files into lowercase versions of them. And so I've already looked for a script here to rename files. All right, and so the files are in image.res, and you can see, these are all lowercase. Okay, so we're just going to copy this and modify it a little bit, because we don't want to move stuff. There's a move command there. We want to copy. And so the first thing we're going to do is replace that NV with a CP, all right? And then we want to list all of the lowercase PNG files. And those are the ones we're going to copy. And then we're going to do it to the uppercase ones. Okay, and then we're going to do it to the one ICO file. Okay, and then we list, and we'll see there, everything's duplicated, but file names are lowercase versions of them. Okay, so let's try to compile this again. It should compile. And it compiled, 0 errors. And so if we go into the bin folder, sorry, and I think it's in Mono, yep. You'll see we have an executable here, and it's actually not an executable, it's a Mono runtime. You'll see it's .NET assembly, MS Windows. No, oh, well, also I wanted to show you, I think I did this, I just don't remember. I am running Ubuntu 18.04. Okay, so this works for Ubuntu 18.04. Now, let's run the program. It's beautiful. Comes up, it looks native. It correctly lists the serial ports that are on my system, right? And so I'm going to select an Arduino that I have running a modified version of Oshimai's sketch, so that it can run without actually being hooked up to the CRT or anything. And it's just so it can receive commands from, this program. We connect, and you'll see we have brightness and contrast controls. We have geometry controls. All right. Control the different colors. And obviously we were just here. This is where you select the serial port. And so, yeah, it works great. At least here, I'm pretty sure it's going to work fine once I modify it to run with my sketch. And so I think, that it is very, very, very elegant. Much better than one I wrote. The one I wrote is just, just slap it together and, make it work. Very minimalistic, and there's a lot of attention to detail here, which I like. Anyhow, so yeah, that's what I wanted to show here. Hopefully I'll have it running within a couple of days or so, on our Raspberry Pi or something. Fingers crossed. And yeah, thank you, Oshimai. Very nice.